War is Hell. Were the words said by William Tecumseh Sherman during his war ages, especially in the Great War, also known as the First World War, where Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, Russia, France, Japan, Great Britain, Italy, and the United States. They fought for 4 years since the assassination of the Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914. Whereas the governments of each country were debating and organizing some stuff related to the war, talking about politics, the armies were fighting an intense battle on the field, mainly the new military tactic created back then: trenches. Some of the historians pointed the phrase quoted by the General William as if he referred to the trench warfare. These battles were in the Western Front, but first it needed to know what is a trench. Trenches were long, narrow ditches dug into the ground where soldiers lived instead of living in a tent during the war. Inside these places were things like weapons to use in case of a sudden attack, periscopes that were used to take a look to the battlefield from the safety trench, avoiding their exposition to the enemy's view, table games and food, medical kits, and even dogs. Also, there were some chores the soldiers had to do, like clean weapons, refill sandbags which were used to build the trench, and even fix them due to the bad conditions weather they used to live in. But the most disgusting chore that a soldier had to do back then was emptying the toilets. It was gross to see all those human dregs and be forced to pick it up because it was your job. Schedules in a normal day in trench life was 5 a.m. Soldiers should be alert 1 hour before daylight in case of an enemy attack. 5:30 a.m. Rum distribution. 6 a.m. Stand down, which was a time for soldiers to relax. 7 a.m. Take breakfast. 8 a.m. and on. Cleaning time. Weapons itself had to be clean, and soldiers had to organize everything in the trench. Noon. Take dinner. After dinner, soldiers could sleep in that moment. 5 p.m. Take the tea. 6 p.m. Soldiers had to get ready before dusk. 6:30 p.m. Time of relaxation. 6:30 and on. Work all night. They gotta do patrols, digging trenches, and other stuff. But trenches were also a danger for soldiers because of the fact that they were all together, locked up in the same place. Things like nighttime incursions could happen, in which Germans, by the way, became experts behind enemy lines, where the best soldiers of opposite forces attacked the trenches at their weak points. One of the most bloody battles was the 1916 Battle of the Somme. British soldiers fought in French territory. Following the bad decisions and mistakes made by the British leaders, around 60,000 people died, all of them from Great Britain. Well-trained German soldiers, failures on artillery, allied people were easy targets, and modern weapons were some of the factors that they gave away to this unfortunate event. Poor hygiene was also a factor that caused too many problems related to diseases. Dysentery, cholera, and typhoid fever spread rapidly among the soldiers. Wetness caused the amputation of some body parts because dead tissue spread across the feet. But it wasn't just these things that made soldiers worried. Shell shock, which was a mental illness due to the post-traumatic stress caused by the battles and attacks. Also the fact that they were far from the family and the fear of being killed made this worse. Trench life and warfare was definitely one of the main events in the World War. Its horrendous medical conditions where soldiers lived changed the ideology of war, in which most of the men came back to home with major injuries and unable to serve again. This was made just for tough people, those guys who got in there and did a job.